filled with mediocre folks and mediocre ideas. This is a time right now for a level of creativity that we've not seen. I just want somebody to step up and step in and say, listen, I don't know. Listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to all get there together. Yeah. And listen, I'm not knocking ambition. Ambition has fueled some greatness in people to the likes that the world has never seen. So I'm not knocking ambition. I'm not saying ambition is a terrible thing. I'm ambitious. We're all ambitious. I love power and influence. Love it. But I don't like power and influence for personal gain. I like power and influence if it changes neighborhoods. I like power and influence if it gets our kids, through an education system that supports them. I like power and influence when I know elderly people have what they need in their neighborhoods. I like power and influence when, East Rock neighborhood looks as good as Newhallville. See what I'm saying? See how I do that? That's what I like about power and influence. I tell people all the time, I love power and influence. I love it. I don't love it in the way the mob loves it. Not that way. I like it for all the things that I could do some good. Do some good. So that's my take. That's why I'm not going to have any of these mayoral candidates come on. I'm gonna leave it to Paul and some other folks to have these conversations, because I think Paul is very good having these conversations with political folks, because he asks the hard questions. I'll just be like an asshole and ask asshole questions, and they'll just be annoyed with me because they'll have to come off message, and they just won't want to come off message. So they're not going to be on my show. Although I did enjoy talking to the man running for Hartford mayor. I enjoyed his conversation. He had the right sort of energy. Had the right sort of energy and charisma that I like. I felt like he was sincere in his drive. So we'll see. I guess people are picking their sides right now. I'm not picking a side. I'm a vote, because there's no way I'm ever going to squander my vote. I don't give a damn if I don't like nobody. I'm never squandering my vote. I'm not going to write Donald Duck. I'm not going to write Bugs Bunny. First of all, I'm never going to do that mess, because I'm a Black woman in America that comes from a long line of Black women in America. So I'm never going to squander a vote that I know my grandparents risked their lives to get. My great-grandparents risked their lives to get. I'm never going to spit in their face that way. And listen, I don't care if people don't like to carry that kind of weight. I'm built for it. I can carry that kind of weight. I'm always thinking about my ancestors and what I need to do to sort of honor, the work that they did before me. Doesn't matter. I don't. And listen, say whatever you want about my character. It doesn't matter. Character is ever changing, ever changing. You could be one way one day, and something happens, and it could change and turn you around. That's what second chances do. That's what opportunities do. That's what having good people in your life will do. I'm here to tell you. So yeah. So I will vote, even if I don't like my choices. I don't have to really like my choices in order to exercise my right to vote. Hear me. Vote. Now, I can write in with whoever I want. I'm not going to write in stupid stuff, but I'm not going to squander my vote. I'm not going to do that. And I will pay attention to the majority. I will listen to how the wind blows. I will. I'm paying attention. So, where's the New Haven mayor originally from? I think he's from somewhere in Connecticut. I think from a very rich town. I think it's from a very rich town. So, and listen, I don't say that people can't come to this city and not make the city better. I don't mean that at all. I don't think you have to be from here to to run stuff. I don't believe that. I think some incredibly talented people have come through that have come to the city through Yale and through other means, through other ways that have made wonderful contributions to the depth and breadth of the city. We want this city ought to be a place where people want to be. This city ought to be a place where people want to raise a family and buy property and enjoy cultural activities. We want a city like that. I mean, we don't want to be West Haven, do we? No shade to West Haven, but they got their issues. They got their issues. We're not West Haven. Plus, we're big. So West Haven is not big. We're big. We're big. We're not Bridgeport. Bridgeport has its issues. Lots. We had good leadership in New Haven. Oh no, Bridgeport had good leadership. I don't know. I don't know if New London had good leadership. I know New Haven has good leadership. Had good leadership. There's enough people that care about this city that's working in spaces and under bushels and behind the scenes to grow and make this place thrive and do what it do. I mean, we got some real issues that need to be tackled, and they can't be photo ops, and they can't be sound bites. They have to be real conversations and hard conversations. And people are going to walk away feeling like I don't like any of this, but you got to come back tomorrow because it requires coming back tomorrow and the next day and the day after that and the day after that until we get to some resolution about some of these issues. There's got to be some resolution, and we all have to do our part. And wherever your part is, you got to do it. Whether it's in your neighborhood organizing, whether it's gathering people on your porch and having deep conversations. I mean, you got to do it. Got to do it. The city is worth it. It's worth the fight. It's worth it. We got to support organized labor. Now, I know organized labor can be problematic. What is it? But there's no perfection. Perfection leads to no creativity. Perfection is finite. We're not in a perfection place. We are in an ever-moving, changing landscape, that ebb and flows. And we have to be willing to ebb and flow. That's what's required. And if you're tired, you got to tag out. Let's tag somebody in who could pick up the weight. You know what I mean? Like we gotta do that. I see the Board of Ed got what, 30 some odd superintendent applications. And they're gonna treat it like the American Idol. We're gonna have like competition. They come in because they sing, dance, swimsuit competition. What? How are we doing this? How are we doing this? We got several organizations looking for executive directors across the city. How are we doing this? How are we doing it? We just have to going. We just have to keep going. And the Monday morning armchair quarterbacks who don't suit up and don't get in the game, they're going to benefit from the work that the folks do on the ground. Those folks who are contentious, contemptible, critical, and I don't mean critical in an analytical way. I mean critical in a petty, small-minded way, are going to benefit from the work of the people on the ground. That's just how it goes. And actually, those that freedom fight for all. They don't just freedom fight for the people who believe what they believe. They freedom fight for all, so that whatever you believe, you have the safety to believe it without harm. Freedom fighters do that. They fight for freedoms. They're not trying to shut you down. They're trying to make it so that you have access and opportunities to your freedom. You know, I mean, there's so many things that we could be working on and dealing with. We we eh, we have a gun problem in this country. We got to quit acting like we don't. We have a gun problem, and for me, it's a gun sickness. Do you know what I mean? It's a sickness. It's like COVID to me. It's a sickness, and everybody's got to be on the ground dealing with this and thinking about this and creatively working on this. We got a gun sickness in this country. And I don't know what the magic number is until we all sort of say, okay, it's time for us to do something else. It's time for us to go in another direction with this thing. It's time for us to sort of say, okay, these are the guns, these are the firearms that people can have, these are the firearms people can't have. It's time for us to get to that place. Because I don't know what the magic number is of shootings. I don't know how many more kids have to die. I don't know how many more people. I don't know. I don't know what the tipping point is for America. I feel like we're getting close to it. I tell everybody I'm still a Sandy Hook. I said, because the minute those little babies were killed, and they should be going off to high school now. The minute these little kids was killed, that should have made everybody go, never again. We didn't do that though. We just allow. I tell you what, this is what I want to see. I tell you how you solve this. If everybody of good conscience in Black Greek fraternities, clubs, if we all took membership in the NRA, we could take over the NRA. And then we could make it do what we want it to do. Now they would have to go start another thing. They being the people who allow the NRA to run rampant. But I think, they had some financial struggles, didn't they? But we have a gun sickness in this country. We have to own that. And we don't seem to be. And as long as we push this narrative where the government is going to take your guns, I was like, are you kidding me? If the government really wanted to take your guns, you know how fast that could happen? Listen, the government locked us down for 3 years. Are you kidding me? You think they don't have the power to go house to house and take people's guns? You think that's how they're going to do that? You think they're going to go house to house and take people's guns? Y'all ain't watching enough TV. You're not watching enough movies. You're just not. That's not how that's going to go. You people out there thinking, oh my God, the government is coming for my rights. Though, hey, all right. Y'all ain't watching enough TV. You need to get you a Netflix subscription and watch some of these shows that'll point out to you how it's going to go down. But it's not going to go down the way you think. And, I don't know what it'll take. I don't know what it'll take for America to right herself around this. I don't know what it'll take. I am at a loss. I always thought that children was held so sacred in this country, and I don't know why I thought that mess, but maybe that's my own, projecting of how I feel about children. But say we care about kids, but where's the evidence that we care about kids? You know what I mean? We say we care about families, but what is the evidence again? Remind me. I'm not suggesting that we don't care. I'm just saying, just give me a refresher. Give me a little reminder. How we caring about kids? Should I look at the schools? Okay. Should I look at reading levels? Okay. Should I look at math scores? Okay, what should I be looking at to measure how we care about kids? What is the measure how we care about kids again? What is that? I'll be back. I'll take a break. When I come back, Constance Royster and Frank Mitchell. We're gonna talk about the Constance Baker Motley exhibit at the Window and Tony Hart Museum. I like saying that. The Window and Tony Hart Museum at the Q House. I'll be back. Hi, this is Babz Rawls-Ivy from New Haven, Connecticut, and you're listening to WNHHLP 103.5 FM, streaming live at newhavenindependent.org.
While COVID may not stop a baby's heart, isn't a child with a rising fever, cough, and chills enough to make your heart skip a beat? Children are 19% of reported COVID cases, with higher rates in Hispanic and Black children. Vaccinated 6 months to 5-year-olds are 80% less likely to get COVID, which means 80% healthier New Haven 1-year-olds and 100% happier New Haven parents. To learn more, visit nhvvax.org.
Living in strange times, I find